Two key officials who will be instrumental in the Marcos Jr. administration's economic plans took their oaths of office today. The president explained why he chose them, especially at a time when the country is facing numerous challenges with government wants to address at the soonest possible time to provide Filipinos a better life, which he vowed to help realize during the campaign period. Alan Francisco has the full details.
Secretary Ralph Recto was sworn in as the new Secretary of the Department of Finance and Secretary Frederick Go as the Special Assistant to the President for Investment and Economic Affairs. Earlier, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. presented his two latest hand-picked appointees to the media.
Both Secretary Go and Secretary Recto are distinguished leaders whose expertise, vision, and dedication will undoubtedly contribute to the prosperity of our country. Economic growth in the third quarter of 2023 is at 5.9%, surpassing expectations and silencing some of the doomsayers who were saying that we could not surpass the growth rate and the economic performance of our neighboring countries and other countries around the world. Inflation has retreated to within BSP's 2 to 4% target in December, providing much needed relief to our consumers. Joblessness has gone to its lowest level in 18 years as economic expansion has harnessed the talents of the upskilled, the newly skilled, and the reskilled amongst our workforce.
According to President Marcos, he chose Secretary Ralph Recto for one of his economic managers because of his remarkable career in public service, having held various positions in the government. The new secretary is expected to play a major role in the country's path to progress. President Marcos directed Secretary Recto to focus on the government's anti-smuggling campaign and the campaign against tax evasion.
Starting with the habitual ones who have raised tax evasion not just into an art, but into a business.
Essentially, you have the National Development Plan to follow, and the chief architect of that is the President. You have the macro fiscal framework, and there is a plan, there is a roadmap that essentially we will continue. Number one is to collect for next year, I think 4.3 trillion in taxes. 3 trillion with the BIR, 1 trillion with the BOC, and I think the Treasury is about 300 billion. So it's all about fiscal sustainability. And like I said, you have a national development plan to fund. Incidentally, we will be borrowing 2.7 trillion next year. So every night when I wake up in the morning, dapat ang nakolekta natin more or less 20 billion to fund all the needs of our people and the requirements of government.
The President also mentioned that Recto will promote the simplification and effective payment of taxes in the country. Secretary Recto was accompanied by his wife, former Congresswoman Vilma Santos. Secretary Recto replaces Secretary Benjamin Jokno, who remains a member of the Monetary Board. Recto is currently the Batangas 6th District Representative and has served as a senator for 3 terms. He also served as the Secretary General of the National Economic and Development Authority from 2008 to 2009. Meanwhile, President Marcos expressed confidence in Secretary Go's ability to contribute to the country's economic turnaround, especially with his over 3 decades of experience in the private sector.
I have asked Secretary Go, I have said that these are the areas that we absolutely have to get done, so that we can continue on this path that we have been on for the last year and a half in the improvement and the transformation of the economy.
I think our goal to attract strategic investments into our country calls for, number one, improving the ease of doing business. Second would be reducing friction costs. And third, finding solutions to navigate the bureaucratic challenges that we face. And we have to make a strong case to the world why they should invest here in the Philippines.
Alan Francisco for The Nation.